Hello everyone, it is Kenyon here. It's Basketball Rewind. Welcome to the channel. Alright, so let's get into it today. It's going to be a solo one. For those of you who are newer to the show, I do solo shows. I also do breakdowns, and also I do a main show, which is with Coach Roach Beyond Locker Room. They join me, we have discussions, and sometimes we have guests. Like, comment, and subscribe on the way in. Let's get into it. So today, I'm going to be doing a Americup preview. Of course, if you are deprived of basketball, there is the WNBA that it's on, but there's also basically the Olympic qualifiers are coming up more or less. For me, I mainly focus on Team Canada or Raptors adjacent players. Right now, today, I'm going to be focusing on the Americup because that is what Team Canada is going to be in, and we're going to just go into it. So, first things first, when is it? Americup happens at the end of August 22nd to the 31st. That is where the full slate of games is going to be happening, with the final happening at the very end of August. So keep that in mind. That's definitely going to be something to keep a watch for, and keep an eye out for. So yeah. Overall, you're going to see different seedings of teams. So everyone that's in it involves Canada, US, I don't believe Mexico, so Canada, US, Nicaragua, Argentina, Brazil, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, which the Dominican Republic is going to have an interesting team, as are the Bahamian team, because that's going to have, I believe, Eric Gordon and a few of the other guys like VJ Edgecombe as well, although I'm not sure if VJ Edgecombe will have the grace from his team to join, but that being said, Summer League's over, so he might. You're also going to see Venezuela, Panama, Colombia, and Uruguay. So all of those teams are going to be in it. The teams to really watch in terms of being able to do something in this tournament are going to be the US, which is positioned at number 1 seeding wise. 6th in the world is Canada, and Brazil is 12th. Argentina is 8th, but I don't think that they are a threat to win. So qualification is going to happen in a number of ways. The top 2 teams in each group is going to go on to the quarterfinals, and then from there, the third team has a chance to get to the knockout stage, depending on how they face off against all the other number 3 teams in the different groups. There are 3 groups. So the 3 groups are as follows. Group A, that has the US in it. So that's US, Brazil, Uruguay, Bahamas. For that group, I am rooting for, you're probably going to see the US come out of it. I'm also rooting for the Bahamas to actually do something, especially if they can get VJ Edgecombe and a couple of the other guys in it. They should be exciting. Group B is going to have Panama, Venezuela, Canada, as well as Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico plays tough. Canada, interesting news is that Kyshawn George, his dad, I believe, played as well, but he is basically going to be playing. He's from the Washington Wizards. He has already said he will be playing. We will see if, obviously, you're probably going to see a scrub brother or so play, but it'll be interesting to see if we get one other of the younger guys, maybe Delano Banton, or maybe not, as he gears up to enter in his final season for the Portland Trail Blazers. We might also potentially see Zach Edey, but we know for sure George is going to play for sure. Canada, I expect to come out of that, and then maybe Puerto Rico is probably going to end up as number 2 to come out of that. I believe you have the top 2 seeds might enter into the Olympics, but definitely the number 1, if you win this tournament, and the US are not going to be entering in with any serious, huge, big-time team, you could see something interesting. Now, one other interesting thing before I go to Group C, the US are not going to have guys like Scotty Barnes or whatever playing for them, because instead those guys are going to be playing in a different tournament leading up to this year for the Jamaican team. So there's a lot of interesting basketball that's going to happen, where the Thompson twins, I think that has Norman Powell, Scotty Barnes, and I'm probably forgetting someone, are all going to be playing. Also, I forgot Bahamian team, Buddy Hield. That's a Buddy Hield team. So, as I continue on, Group C, the Dominican Republic, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I believe Karl Anthony Towns is definitely on that team. So that's a team to kind of be on the lookout for a team that could be on the rise and doing something. Nicaragua, Argentina, and Colombia. Now, out of this, I would say Argentina has the best chance outside of the Dominican Republic to kind of move forward. So really, this whole tournament is going to come down to Canada versus the US. Now, the things to look out for, the games that you, if you watch Canadian basketball, are going to be caring about are the following dates until, obviously, there's certain dates that we don't know because of the knockout stage. But number one, August the 22nd. Keep out for that. Venezuela versus Canada, gonna be exciting. The next one, these are all the group stage kind of games or fights. August the 23rd, that's gonna be a very interesting one. That's gonna be late in the evening. Most of these, because it's the Americup, they are going to be at a reasonable time. So that's the nice thing, is that they're not gonna be all over the place. You have to wake up at 5 in the morning or anything like that. So for example, the one on August 22nd, I believe that is at 3:40, and then the other one is at, I think it's about at 8 o'clock or 8:10, or it looks, 9:10. So yeah, the other one, August 25th, is going to be us versus Puerto Rico. That happens at the same time, so 9:10 p.m. That's basically when it's going to happen. It does not say Eastern Standard Time, but I'm presuming Eastern Standard Time is when it's going to be held. So, people keep out for that. Keep an eye out for it and enjoy that. Okay, so that's my quick update. Gonna go through just a few other things. I'm seeing some interesting things in terms of Raptors discourse, just kind of shift over to Raptors stuff right now, in the sense that people are unsure how to feel about this team. Now, I will say this, the team will improve this year, more than likely, but there's a lot of things to figure out. What are going to be the top 3-man units? I'm doing a little bit of a deep dive right now. I'm not ready to kind of release all the findings yet, but it's about looking at last year, trying to glean as much information from the post All-Star break Raptors. There are some interesting findings. One of the next things that I have to do is, how did they do against winning teams? They didn't play a lot of winning teams, but how did they do against playoff teams to end the season versus, how they performed in losses and wins and all that. But I am currently doing a deep dive on that, so stay tuned on that. The discourse is interesting because, I did cover Brandon Ingram, but also it's like, how is, on that side, I looked at how Brandon Ingram and Scotty could fit together, but looking at other pairings that could happen. So, for example, CMB and Grady, that could be very interesting. I think there are things to be interested in with this team, but I think a lot of people are focused on the seeding of this team. Will this team be a top 6 team or not? Will they be, like a terrible team? Like, what is the seeding of the team? And to be honest, the way that I look at it is, it doesn't really matter. What matters is how they come together and the speed at which they come together. So they're not necessarily a new team, but they're a team where they're adding a big piece, which is Brandon Ingram. Not all the pieces fit if we're basing it off of last year. And I know that some people would say, well, there should have been a 35 win or team or whatever. But, you can say that all the time. There's games that you win that you're not supposed to win. There's games that you lose that you're not supposed to lose. I think it's the fashion in which they lose it. So while I expect them to not have the, a 50 win or even a 48 win team record, I do expect them to be more competitive on a night-to-night basis when they're trying to be competitive. I think a lot of people focus on last year and say, oh, they tried to lose. They didn't try to lose for the entire year. And even when they were trying to lose, it was kind of like well, are they really trying to lose or not? There was an inconsistency there. So, yeah. The point that I would say is the big and most important part of their season, the the first 20 to 30 games of their season, which decides their season, I think that they are going to be trying to win just like they were last year. I mean, until January, even at the end of January, they were trying to win. Even if it was just for pride at that point, although it wasn't just for pride, but yeah. So at some point, I think you are trying to not just do for pride, but also you're kind of trying to come together as a team. I think that for the first thing that is going to be the biggest question mark is who is going to be not running the offense, but who is the offensive initiator. Because Brandon Ingram can initiate some offense, but he is not necessarily a point guard. He's done it out of necessity, but the Pelicans' best year was with Lonzo Ball. I think when you look beyond that, you're looking at, how does CMB come along as a rookie? Because obviously, yes, he has shown some flashes. He's still a rookie. So how quickly can he kind of learn the game at that level? Because summer league is different than preseason, which is different than the regular season. You're going to be looking for the improvements of all the different guys on the bench. And also, most importantly for the Raptors is actually it has to do with their off-court. Who is going to be the president of basketball operations, and what is the vision that they see? Clearly, one of the reasons that we're seeing that, if it is Bobby didn't believe in the last team, according to the things that are being leaked. If it's not Bobby, then again, they're probably looking, either way, they're looking for a different direction, at least from an overall team concept. They're probably not going to maintain everyone that's on this roster. So can they make those evaluations quickly enough and move on from there? Who are their guys, and what are the skill sets that are needed? If they can find that offensive initiation off the bench in Jamal Shed, great. If it's not, then you have to move on. You have to make those evaluations faster. And that's really what's going to be exciting. So yeah, I think those are kind of two little updates. Stay tuned. I will have more regular things getting back to this type of format again. Also, during the year, stay tuned. I'm going to be doing some more streams and some we are going to do the shows, but we're going to be tackling less overall topics in each show just because of time. So yeah, stay tuned, locked in. Hope everyone is well. Again, I'm outside as much as I can be, and I hope you are too.